In today's world of fashion design, creativity is still king, but technology is a crucial partner. Technology that allows all garments to be virtualized and accessible for fashion designers and fashion enthusiasts alike. Our globalist today is the creator of such technology and an enabler to top fashion brands and fashion creators the world over. Let's meet Oh Seungwoo, or Jaden Oh, the founder of CLO Virtual Fashion. So welcome, Jaden, to the show.
Thank you for this great introduction.
Well, I mean, you deserve it.
기초 수준을 수료하고 난 뒤에는 어느 정도 다양한 의상들을 스스로 제작할 수 있다라고 말씀드릴 수 있을 것 같아요.
원통이 되는 거죠. 이 상황에서 이어져 있는 거죠.
레이스를 프릴 보약으로 단다거나 그런 것도.
Congratulations are in order, I hear. In February, you received the Scientific Engineering Award by the U.S. Academy of Motion Pictures. This is the same place that hands out the Oscars. So
Yes,
you have
right.
an Oscar.
Yes.
Oh, you got an Oscar in February. What was the award about?
The Oscars is well known for awarding actors and directors, but they also have another awards for the technical and scientific contribution to the film industry.
And that's the award that
Yes,
you got.
it's called Sci-Tech Award.
Sci-Tech Award.
Yep.
But it's your contribution to the filmmaking industry.
Yes, right.
So what contribution did you make?
Of course, we have given lots of contributions, especially a garment making process in film industry. Yeah, there are lots of costumes needed to make great movies and films, animations. We are offering software to design 3D garment design.
Just to help us visualize, what does your software do?
Every character should wear costumes, right? But before our tool have been adopted in this field, there is most of tools is like sculpting. So sculpting the garment piece by piece, each wrinkles, folds, details. So sculpting is very time-consuming task, and it requires expertise for modelers. But our tool is based on computer simulation, which means it really accurately mimics the process of real-life garment making process.
So let's apply it to like a recent movie that your software was used. Which was the most recent film that your software was used in? The Black Panther you were talking about?
Yes, Black Panther, Avatar, Guardians of the Galaxy. General public people can think how this digital clothing design tool can be used to real-life film making. But in the film, they need to make computer graphic scenes because some scenes is very dangerous for real actors, and some scenes need kind of fantasy storytelling.
Like the Avatar,
Yeah, Avatar. So they need a lot of digital costumes on that. Bl랙펜서 also need lots of character costumes for heroes and heroines. So main designer, fashion designer of Bl랙펜서, they have used our tool create the 3D version of garment first and visualize before starting the act. That's the way the film industry have used our tool. It's for pre-visualization.
Pre-visualization. So it's to visualize a garment before they actually create it, or even whether it's online or offline.
Yes.
Yeah? And the software is called Mablurosdijainer.
Yes.
And that's what got the attention of filmmakers the world over. But it feels like it's something that has been used for a long time. What makes Mablurosdijainer, your product, so different that it sort of stands out?
Before Mablurosdijainer came out, there were lots of tools to design the garment, but based on sculpting. So let me recall the 20 years ago animations like Shrek. Shrek only wear just one single clothing.
Yeah, I
of
know.
a whole
What he was-
animation.
yeah, true.
There is a reason behind it, because just to make a clothing, it takes too much time, because based on the sculpting. But our software can simulate the garment making with the advanced cloth simulation technology. So, for example, the garment is composed of multiple 2D pattern. To make the garment, we need to assemble multiple patterns together. Yeah, this is the way in real life garment making. Our software just mimic this process using physically based simulation technology.
Really?
That's why it is very fast and very accurate. So designers doesn't have to rely on the sculpting based tool anymore.
So any film, which is actually these days most films that use computer graphics for their characters, would probably use Mablurosdijainer.
Yes, yes.
For the clothing and all that.
Yeah, almost 100%.
100%.
Yeah, films.
Wow. That's a big market. But I understand filmmaking is just a part of your business. You're actually providing the software for big fashion brands
Yes,
as well.
of course.
And H&M, Louis Vuitton. How do they utilize your software?
It's been a long story to tell the detail, but just to answer simply, fashion industry, the way to use our software is almost same as computer graphics build use our software, because the way to design garment is almost same for both industries. But a fashion industry can use our software to create 3D samples instead of physical samples, which means they can save a lot of fabric consumption, fabric waste by creating 3D samples instead of multiple physical samples. So it can give lots of positive effects on our environment, sustainability. So yeah, that's one of the main applications for fashion industry.
But Louis Vuitton, I mean, they're top fashions. They're not the ready-to-wear fashion brands, and so they must require very high-quality 3D samples.
Yes.
Is that something that you find challenging, or is that easy with
Yes.
your software?
In the beginning, it was very tough, and we still got lots of challenges to achieve this level of realism. But for the past decades, we have tried and we have put our all efforts into this part to improve the quality of the garment and bag and accessories. So now we have over 800 features, 800 functions to visualize and refine the 3D draping and 3D model in real time, to model the lots of components like button, zippers, stitches, accessory trims. Yeah, so we have lots of features.
So
lots
fashion
of cost
designers
to it.
can really create really top-of-the-end garments using your software and make it, I mean, the same
Yeah,
as
it should
if
be
they were
same
working
as the
with,
real
with cloth.
garment, right?
Wow.
That's why it took so long time, over 10 years. Yeah.
to finesse and to make it this quality. It opens a whole new world for a lot of people.
Yes.
But I hear that the normal designers and fashion students were your base. It's how you started when you started 16 years ago?
Yes, I remember the first users, it's been 15 years ago, just after founded our company. In the beginning, we had no users interested in our software.
Yeah.
But the first users were a part of community, very interested in virtual cosplay. Costume play,
Costumes.
but virtually.
Yeah.
So which means they enjoy dressing up digital characters in beautiful digital costumes and share the nice-looking images and videos
I see.
in the community. And they started to make tutorial videos and manuals in the YouTube and community channels, and which helped us gain international recognition. Because lots of users were from abroad, overseas. It spread out into the other communities, like game making, filmmaking, VFX communities. One of designers in those communities are from Weta Digital, a big studio, visual effects studios behind the Avatar, the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, very, very big studio. So after first launch of our software, they just reached out to purchase our software. So that is first user.
Now a filmmaking staple is born.
Eskiden numune yapardık. Numune yapmak yerine bunu artık Clio'da gönderiyoruz. Benim işte burasını böyle mi yapsak, işte üstündeki baskıyı bile bu renk mi yapsak, acaba değiştirsek ve hemen üstünde oynayabiliyoruz ve
하나의 제품을 만들기 위해서는 수많은 샘플이 필요한데 그 과정에서 많은 자원이 낭비되고 있었습니다. 그래서 우리는 클로와 함께 하기로 결정을 했고 그 결과 많은 샘플 소비를 줄이는 데 성공했습니다.
In modelleria guardiamo il 3D come uno strumento innovativo, tecnologico, sempre più in evoluzione. È stato, direi, accolto molto positivamente e con entusiasmo per la sua realisticità, in quanto di supporto alla creatività e al modellista per lo sdifettamento.
E hoje me permite trabalhar com pessoas e empresas ao redor do mundo. Atualmente, consigo viver da renda que gero através dos meus projetos e consultorias. Também conto com uma renda passiva que o Connect me proporciona através da venda dos meus projetos. E além disso, realizo workshops para ensinar o CLO.
Even though you are creating the software for fashion designers, you're not a fashion designer yourself. You're an engineer. You're a computer scientist.
Yes.
When you go to your website, it's a story about Jaden O, the computer science geek who finds the... So how does a computer engineer realize that fashion design is where he should focus his efforts?
Honestly, I didn't have a grand vision when I chose this topic, this business. My professor suggested 3 items for my master's thesis.
Yeah. As a computer scientist, yes? Applications
yeah.
for...
One of them is the real-time clothes simulation for online shopping mall. This is very related to our software.
Yeah. So it's like when you take a picture of yourself and you can use it online to see what you would look like in different clothes, which is a big market.
Yes, of course it is. It is still a very big market for our business, our software. First, when I look at the garment, it looks like very simple, just clothes. Clothes is clothes. After getting into the details about how to make the garment, how do we simulate the this natural-looking wrinkle, folds. I need to investigate how can we simulate these kind of things, and how do we solve the patterns. Computer simulation takes too much time to compute these kind of details. But one of my research is to speed up this process, this simulation, even in real time. So as I got into this area, I realized there's lots of challenges, another challenges. This topic is still very fascinating to me, so that I've developed and researches for the past over 20 years now. Yeah.
So, I mean, I actually understand how, now that you've explained it, I understand because I see the wrinkles on your arm. And I think it would be very hard to recreate that kind of what a fabric does on the computer. But before we move on to that, but your professor gave you 3 subjects, and you chose the fashion area. But the other 2 weren't very challenging. Were you always sort of interested in clothes, or I don't know, a girlfriend? I mean...
No. My parents actually operated some clothing store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was young. Yeah, that can affect my decision. I don't know.
So clothing is very familiar to you.
Yes, right.
Let's talk about the sustainability aspect of your software. I mean, you talked about how it allows fashion to be more sustainable. Is that one of your missions about where you see your software becoming a big part of the fashion industry?
Yes, of course. It is one of the big directions and missions we have, our company has, because just using our software to create 3D sample in fashion industry itself is very positive effect on our environment, sustainability. Also, there are lots of applications. We can reduce the carbon emission. For example, nowadays, the fashion designers, fashion brands are using our software 3D content when they are communicating with supplier, vendors, not just relying on the FedEx, physical sample delivery. So they only use 3D samples on website. So in this way, we can also reduce the carbon emission. And they also use 3D content to make virtual fashion show and virtual showroom and virtual try-on. Yeah. There are lots of applications relying on 3D content to save carbon emission.
Because the fashion industry, I mean, that's a big challenge for the industry, the sustainability, because they have been criticized, as you said, for the carbon emitting side of the industry. So this should help. But again, the challenge has been how to keep the creativity alive, but still become sustainable. And your software helps.
Yes, of course.
You talked about CLO, Marvelous Designer, but I hear you have another software package coming up.
Yes, there is another software called Genie. Yeah, you know, Marvelous Designer and CLO. Yeah, it is great software, but for experts in fashion industry and computer graphic industry. So non-professional like you and me have no knowledge about how to make the patterns, how to make fashion garment. For these non-professional users, we started to develop a software so that they can create the garment very easily without much knowledge on pattern making.
So I was joking, but is it really, I mean, for someone like me who has really never sat in front of a sewing machine, you could still make clothes using Genie?
Real clothes?
Real clothes?
Yes, it is possible because it includes the patterns and sewing information itself naturally. So whoever creates the 3D garment, we can produce real garments with those data. Because 3D data already has lots of information to produce real life, real garments.
So if you can produce it on a 3D, you can actually produce it in real life.
Yes.
And it's easier to produce it on 3D.
Yeah.
In your acceptance speech,
Yes.
for the awards from the U.S. Academy of Motion Pictures, you said you wanted to be someone that your kids would be proud of. Why? Well, what was that about?
First of all, even if I got the Academy Award, they don't care.
They're
how much
teenagers.
important it
They're
is.
like 12 and 15.
Yeah, they already know, but
No,
just
they
an
don't care
award
about
is
anything.
award.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an interesting story about my son. It's been almost 7 years ago when he was in second grade in elementary school. He really wanted to give a present for grandfather for his birthday. So he decided to make a real garment for grandfather. But he already knew about our software, so I taught him how to use our software. So he really enjoyed creating the garment, but eventually it failed to give a real garment present. Because the result created by him is the patterns are very messy, so it is almost impossible to produce real garment. So I realized this is a very big deal. So that's the story why we started to develop Genie for non-professional users. Yeah.
So you wanted to allow people like your son to be able to create their own garments, real garments.
Real garment.
Yeah, so that you can make clothes for anybody.
Yes, yes, of course.
Where do you see CLO fashion designer going in the future? Where is the future for CLO?
In our company and even for film industry and fashion industry, software is just the first phase. We are envisioning another big phase, next phase. It is a platform. Using our software, we can create lots of 3D content, 3D garment. But 3D garment has lots of information inside. For example, fabric consumption, pattern information, sewing information, how many buttons, zippers, their supplier information, lots of things inside 3D data. So we can exploit this data for lots of valuable application.
And so this could be on the platform and then be accessed by other fashion designers as well?
Yes, of course, yeah. On the platform, they can invite anyone. Lots of stakeholders in the fashion industry, fashion companies can access to the platform to generate a tech pack and virtual showroom based on the 3D content, 3D data, and even virtual try-on for the e-com online shopping mall. This is what I envision in the future. This is a way to innovate the entire process of fashion making, from the planning, design, production, and retailing and shopping. So we've already started, so it's been a while. So lots of fashion companies, especially big name companies, are using this platform called Closet. So for this entire,
well, that's cute, closet.
Yeah, it is not closet, it is
But it's
closet.
closet, yes.
Yeah, because
I see.
instead of what our company offers.
Well, I think it's definitely going to take the fashion industry into the future. So, and normal people as well. Is Genie out? Already available out?
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already available. But finally, after launching of Genie, I let my kids try it because that is for our kids and the other people. But my son denied.
He doesn't want to make clothes anymore. Oh my goodness.
Because it was very hard, still very hard. So
Yeah.
we are still struggling to improve the UX and the simulation in Genie. But my kids are already quite grown up, so I feel like just 1 or 2 years left for me. I think that this project is very time critical.
Oh, so you have to
Because-
get this done in a hurry before they completely lose interest.
Yes, yes.
Well, I mean, do let us know when it gets finished and completed, and your kids are actually able to make garments. Perhaps.
Yeah, that's one of my personal missions. Yeah.
Perhaps I may try to make a garment or two myself. Let me know when that is the case.
Yes, okay, of course.
And do come back when you do. And that's it for me. I'll be back next week with another globalist who's putting Korea on the map. Sunji out.